It is the late 90s and prom is just around the corner. You are a young, nerdish, and awkward high school teenager whose only contact with a girl was probably when your cousin accidentally brushed against your hand while passing the mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving. You still think about it, and the acne on your face didn't exactly do much to make you any more confident. Yet against all odds, you mustered the courage to ask your crush, who was way out of your league, to be your date to the prom. This happened to be your last act of courage. Your best friend warned you that it was a bad idea, but you've never really been one to listen to good advice, so you ignore him anyway. And somehow, she agreed. For any other person, this would be great news, a love story to be shared with generations to come. But for you, this was the prologue to your personal horror saga, the genesis of your mediocrity and self-loathing, because that night you went swimming without a life jacket, and 9 months later, a baby is paddling around. Maybe it was the heat of the moment, maybe your school spent most of its money repainting the basketball court instead of investing in a little sex education, or maybe comprehensive sex education just wasn't a priority in the 90s. But it's whatever. You're a dad now to a tiny screaming ray of sunshine. However, that version of her didn't last for too long. She grew up to be a cold, narcissistic, social media-obsessed teenager who is irritated by your existence. Great. Now you have a daughter who views having a conversation with you as holding her verbally hostage. And to be honest, you have no one to blame but yourself. You are an embodiment of mediocrity. You are too puny to be a macho man who protects his family, too busy wallowing in your failures to be concerned about what goes on in her life, and too broke to make up with money the other features you lack in character as a father. So there's a lose-lose situation going on with you. And somehow you managed to make her hate you even more when you bonded with her and got her to warm up to you, just so you could squeeze some money out of her. You also let your alien rebound nearly strangle her to death. You're not exactly father of the year, but I'm guessing you figured that out by now. And husband of the year? Far from it. Your wife directly and indirectly reminds you every day that you aren't her dream guy. She makes sure you know you're hard to love and blames you for stealing her dreams of becoming a human heart surgeon, all because you convinced her to keep the baby you two made on prom night. You also make her pay for everything and constantly mock her profession as a horse surgeon. She low-key hates your guts for this, by the way. You're super insecure and it stresses her out, but honestly, who could blame you? She's a 10 by your universe's beauty standards and you're a 4. On a good day. She only settled for you so the kids could grow up with a dad. Biggest mistake of her life. You once ran into the car and let a homeless man chase after her instead of stepping up and protecting her. You know, like the man of the house? The one who's supposed to wear the pants in the family? Well, in your defense, everyone wears the pants in your family. Literally. Sense of style? Or just your inability to step up as a man? You never really thought about that, did you? You're not that great in bed either. Your wife had a chance to ask Mr. Meeseeks for anything in the world, and she told him to make her a complete woman. Ouch. And somehow, when presented with the same opportunity to get help from the little blue guy determined to make any task possible, you didn't ask for a better CV, a job, or even a skill that can make you a millionaire and finally let you be the man of the house again. You couldn't even ask him to make you strong enough to pop open the mayonnaise jar, the entire reason your father-in-law introduced you to him in the first place. Instead, you asked Mr. Meeseeks to take 2 strokes off your golf swing, a sport you've never played or even mentioned before. Your single pointless request led to an army of Meeseeks summoning more Meeseeks, nearly triggering an all-out war. Only you could frustrate a cheerful, eager-to-please helper into becoming bitter and hateful. You're not the sharpest tool in the shed, and this pisses your father-in-law off. He's a mad scientist who travels through time and space, and to make matters worse, your son sees him as more of a role model than he does you. Ouch. He also despises you for putting his daughter under so much stress and pressure, something you could change if you just stopped enjoying your unemployment a little too much. Plus, you spend most of your time trying to dump him into a nursing home or have him sold off to his alien enemies one too many times. But hey, it's okay. You're one of those designed to be tortured. In a multiverse of infinite possibilities, almost every alternate version of you is just as pathetic as the original. There is no reality where you are truly great. No timeline where you break the cycle. Your destiny is set. You are, and always will be, a loser. And in that, maybe you'll find some strange sort of solace in knowing you are never truly made to amount to anything.